Hi, welcome to the Careers Unfiltered podcast with Mentoria. You may know your dream job, you may know your dream career, but do you know what goes on behind the scenes in your chosen career path? Have you been able to separate the glamour from the reality in your career? Do you know the good, the bad, and the ugly in your career? Most people walk into their careers without having any idea in terms of what really happens in that career, how to crack success, how to get the right job, how to grow in the career. Don't be those people. Get the ins and outs of your career path through some of the best subject matter experts and industry professionals that Mentoria will bring to you on the Careers Unfiltered podcast.
And if the policies are prepared with our insights, considering our insights, then our work is done. That we have impacted something on the power sector and the future of the power sector.
So this sustainability is hot cake these days as well, along with energy transition. Because if energy transition is happening, so with what rate it should happen, so that and not only governments, because not only the governments, but every corporate should also follow the net zero goal, because the government has distributed. So India has to achieve their net zero goal by 2070. They have made the political commitments.
So I would say, as terms such as energy market analyst, so we basically look into the analytics of energy markets. Energy market means it considers all kind of energy forms. So as we are utilizing energy in the form of electricity mostly at our homes, but it could be energy in terms of fuel usage in transportation. It could be energy in terms of coal or oil usage or gas usage at the power plant level. Or we also use thermal application for manufacturing industries like steel or paper industries or cement industries. So all of these energy forms, either coming from conventional or renewable energy, those are traded under a market. And these markets are basically analyzed by us, which are energy market analysts, and we try to understand that what is going on in the market, energy market, globally and also locally at the stakeholder level, and how all of the agencies are working together to basically operate our whole system reliably, so that we get the electricity efficiently and reliably, and also everybody else who need other kind of forms of energy like fuel or heat, they get the energy at a best cost and at a viable and
At a very fundamental level, that energy analytics is a kind of process of collecting the data, obviously related to energy only, collecting the data, analyze it, and obviously the interpreting it to address different kind of problems that we have, that the energy transition is facing.
Engineering degree is mostly preferred to get into energy sector and analytics of energy sector, because you have to understand the technicalities of how the system operates, how the power gets generated from different sources, and how the transmission and distribution takes place. Those technical aspects can only be learned mostly through engineering courses. And if we talk about energy, then the core subject should be electrical or mechanical. So to lead to that, you have to select sciences in 11th and 12th. And if engineering is not possible, not a problem, because there are science courses available, and that those courses can also be lead you to basically learn about the power systems, and maybe a few additional courses can introduce you to what power system operates. And if not engineering, then from the science perspective, you can get into the research aspect of energy. So if you simply get into the energy field directly for your bachelor studies, then there are few universities who are teaching energy studies. UPES is one of the college which has multiple energy sector relevant courses for bachelor degree. Also in Gandhinagar, Gujarat, There is PDPU, which is now renamed as PDEU, Pandit Dindayal Energy University. So these kind of energy specific universities are designing their courses for those students who just passed 12th, and they want to get into the energy studies, not from the typical core electrical or mechanical branches, but directly into energy studies. So they have to learn few of the fundamental electrical subjects and mechanical thermal subjects. But for sure, bachelor's degree in energy, you have to go by these energy universities.
Till now, the premium institutions in India like IITs and IITs, they were having only masters or doctorate courses specializing to energy. But uh, from last 4 5 years, I see there's a lot of tractions that are coming into UG courses as well in IITs. So like IIT Delhi have started their UG course from in energy domain specifically. So if you are a good aspirant and if you are able to crack the IIT exam, entrance exam, so you can get into IITs. Even NIT Jaipur had recently started. I think this year they are going to start their UG degree as well in energy specialization. Similarly, many other NITs and IITs are there. They are looking forward. I think within a year or two, even within UG also, they are going to start. Now, looking, say, if you want to understand the PG and PhD perspective, so there are many universities in India, but you have to choose the topic, correct topic. Many professors are, those are working, say, NIT Jaipur is there. There, many professors are working in energy environment department is there. Many professors are working on different burning topics of energy and environment. Similarly, IT Delhi is there. And then obviously many private universities are also there, but I prefer, if you want to pursue a good research, better to go to some premium institutes, because there only you'll get the real flavor of research. If I want to say talk about the particularly research, so one is energy transition, one is just transition. So if energy transition, so mostly you need to be from engineering background. So this is the technical aspect of energy transition that we address, like what we are doing here. There is something just transition. So just transition is the social and economical aspect of energy transition, because once energy transition will happen, so there will be some social aspect and economical aspect as well. Because if we'll talk about sustainable development goals, so there we talk about we have to provide the modern and equitable energy to everyone. So where these terms come, so transition will happen. If transition is happening, so there will be social and economic impact as well. So generally, to study those social and economic impacts, we need not any kind of engineering background, just we can have the arts background as well, like JNU and some other even DU or Hyderabad University. There are also some research is happening, or IIT Kanpur, even there humanities department within IIT Kanpur, there's a just transition research center. So there are also many this kind of studies happen where engineering is not required. So one can enter in this domain without having any engineering degree as well, in the research aspect if you are talking about. First, we have to optimize the energy uses. Whatever energy we are using, that we have to optimize. Second, we have to improve the energy efficiency. That is second. So whatever work we have to get done, so that we should utilize optimum energy to get the same work done. So ultimately the process should be energy efficient. Then under terms that comes, we have to predict the energy demand. Because we cannot store the energy, major chunk of energy, because that is in form of AC, so we cannot store. So we have to understand what is the energy consumption that is going to happen, so that need to predict it correctly, so that we can generate same amount of energy. And putting together this analytics, so that we can kind of make the better and informed decisions. So this is what energy analysts do.
So, if you are basically undergraduate and you want to get into internships, I would suggest just go for utility companies who are actually operating these power systems. And utility companies means maybe any power plant where you can look into the operations of power plant, how the fuel is being used and how the energy is being converted into electricity. So those power plants are one of the core area where internships are very required, very much required and essential to understand the core of our system. But if you want to get into the operations, then you can join any utility companies who are distributing power or transmitting power. So we have, let's say, if talk about private players, we have Tata and Adani, who are having their portfolio in power generation. They have large power producing stations. Uh, they're having conventional thermal power plants as well as renewable large scale solar and wind power plants. So either you can choose to get into those areas and do your internship on field, or if you want to get a more comfortable but essentially critical jobs, you can get into those part where you have to operate the system. So when the power has been generated, Tata Distribution Company is one of the example that I can give. You can work with them and you can get into the distribution part, that if the let's say Delhi utility, Tata Power is supplying some part of the Delhi region, and they have an infrastructure of transmission distribution system and substation, and you have to understand that how the power produced needs to be distributed into different areas. If it has to be supplied to industries or commercial areas, let's say schools or hospitals, because we cannot cut off power supplied to hospitals. So those are critical areas where the reliability of electricity supply needs to be understood. So those kind of hands-on experience can only be gained when you are working with the distribution companies. So Tata Power and Adani, Reliance, all of these major private utility companies are distributing powers. These are one of the sectors. And third area is where if you want to get into policy and regulations. So you can work with policy makers such as Niti Ayog, as Ajay has mentioned. He has also worked with Niti Ayog on their projects. Or you can get into consultancy who are working in energy sector, and you can get your internships there to understand that how the whole power system operates and how the regulations and policies work in India, and what are the stakeholders we need to get into engagement with. And we also get to understand the politics associated with power generation and distribution and the pricing.
Most of the companies recruit their interns from the college. Most of the companies, they prefer to recruit the interns from the college, but even after, if you are not able to get any opportunity from the college, you can directly apply. So keep your LinkedIn profile up to date. You can update your Naukri profile up to date. See from their JDs, job descriptions, that what are the kind of roles they are looking for. Try to work or say work upon those sites so that you can kind of fill the gap. You can tick all your boxes. First of all, you need to do that if you're looking for any kind of internship. And once you tick all the boxes, then start approaching to the people through LinkedIn, because I have suggested to many people, because since I have connected with Academia, so they get a lot of success through that as well. If you want to get into the kind of understand the nitty-gritties how the sector operates, so Niti Ayog is really the nice one. There you can apply for internships. There you can get. Apart from that, there are many non-for-profit organizations that works in India who works closely with the Niti Ayog and other many times with other financial institutes of India. So like there is TERI is there. There is Vasudha Foundation. There is CEW. There is Prayas Group.
But talking about the broader aspect of energy market analyst, I would say the core aim of all job roles as an energy market analyst is same. So eventually we want to understand how the energy sector is performing, how the technologies are changing, and how this transformation can be adopted by us and our partners and stakeholders, right? If I want to get into understand the market, I need to understand the data of the market, that how the power generation and available energy resources are there in the sector. Let's say if I talk about the Indian power sector, I need to understand that what are the resources we have in terms of availability of coal resources, oil resources, gas resources, and how much renewable capacity that we have. Okay. And then on the other side, we want to understand that, okay, what is the energy demand? So if we are as a residential consumers, how much energy or electricity we need on a daily basis, and throughout the year, how much of the maximum energy that we consume as a residential consumer. Also, there are commercial consumers like offices or industries, or we have agriculture consumers. As a farmer, they consume electricity to operate their pump sets and other machines, right? So everything, most of the things require electricity. Most of the industries require electricity. So we need to understand the data and statistics of how the power sector is behaving. So on the regular basis, we try to get ourselves updated that how the demand of electricity is changing over time, and how we as an analyst needs to recommend our system operators or developers or investors that which are the areas we need to develop for the future to cater the electricity demand of the future. Now, if we have the insight, we have to pitch in. We have to talk with the policy makers or strategists or maybe governments to give them idea that this is what is happening in power sector, and this is what the actions we need for the future in upcoming 10 years or 20 years. And if the policies are prepared with our insights, considering our insights, then our work is done, that we have impacted something on the power sector and the future of the power sector. So this is our daily aim of the work looks like, and this is what we do as a usual basis.
So sustainability are measured on three different pillars, that is environmental, social and governance, that is ESG. And if we see the ESG part, so within environmental layer, all the energy aspect comes there, the energy and environment issues comes there. So that is what we are currently working at present, say an energy exemplars, energy modelers, or energy uh, we are supporting the energy policy related issues.
So we face a lot of challenges, specifically when we work upon multiple projects, which can be related to involving multiple parties or stakeholders. So we do find some challenges. So let's say, as I told you, we have a core task to find out the right data, and data analytics is a major part of market analytics, right? So data quality must be good. And if most of the entities are working independently, let's say power generators are independently working, operators are working independently, then we have regulators, policy makers, research institutions, and we have IITs who are working in energy sector research independently and profoundly. But if not all the data or required essential data is shared among these entities, we won't be making a fast-paced development, right? So it is essential to basically identify the right quality data, and if any institution or any agency has the right data, uh, I would suggest to come up to a common platform and share the knowledge base and data availability or insights. In some projects, we need some specific data, let's say related to pricing of electricity in different states. It is very difficult to find out the right numbers on annual basis for each state. So identifying the quality data is one of the challenge. We are also getting involved into uh, developing large scale battery storages, so that if we have excess renewable energy in the daytime, we can store it in the batteries, large scale batteries, and then in the night time when the sun is not there and we need electricity, then we can use these charged batteries to supply power in the night time, right? So those kind of technologies needs to be operated with smart system, smart grids. Those complex systems are integrating together and making the whole power system more complex. This is one kind of a challenge, because to analyze power system at this much of uh, precision at a granular time limits, we need to now get into more modeling practices. So let's say 20 years, 25 years back, we used to analyze everything using Excel based models. But now the complex system is too complex that we need to use now modeling software such as Plexos that we use at Energy Exemplar. We have we have risk associated with everything. If I have some insight as an analyst, and if I suggest something, we need to make sure that it is backed by a right data and right analysis. And if I made the wrong decision at any point, it can lead to wrong policy making or wrong investment decisions.
So you need to update your knowledge daily, because almost say by 2050 almost 5 to 7 trillion of investment comes every year, has to come every year in this domain. Then only we will be able to reach the net zero by 2050. So if such investment is coming in this domain, in this particular domain only, energy transition domain, so obviously you can see challenges will also be there, right? From not only for policy and regulations, but from technical developments as well. What new technologies are coming in the market? What are the adoption that is happening in the market?
We need to make sure that we are updated with the technology of advancement going on, and we need to update it with what is going on in power sector as a general knowledge. One common platform is LinkedIn, because LinkedIn has a lot of knowledge. You can get everything at an instant. Whatever update is going on at a government level, policy level, many people, if you are connected with the right people, many people post their insight, that what they have learned from the change, right? And if you do not participate, even you, if you just read the posts of the right people who have experienced a lot with the power sector transition in last 20 years, they will give you a lot many things in their post, and you can keep yourself updated. So there I have seen many people who are creating their LinkedIn profiles later in their career, which is not recommended. We suggest that if you are in college, start preparing your LinkedIn profile correctly. Start connecting with the right people who are basically working in the sector since many years, and who are should be actively posting or giving their comments on the sector. So that is one kind of point where we can get the knowledge from. Then there are a lot many conferences and webinars, workshops going on throughout the country. And if you have subscribed to particular agencies who are basically arranging these workshops in energy sectors, you will be getting notification and invitations to join.
Apart from that, NPTEL is a nice platform if you want to understand technological aspect of these technological changes that is happening, and moreover the you want to understand the recent technologies that are coming into the market. So there are professors who have started designing the courses on NPTEL as well, or on very much on Professors of India. So you can get those lectures from there. Apart from that, if you are just read the articles and read the research papers, so Google Scholar is the best. Apart from the LinkedIn is obviously a lot of not only related to technical aspect, but you can get a lot of stuff related to market, related to jobs, related to technical, related to policy, regulations, everything you can get on LinkedIn. But thing is that you have to decide what to consume and what to leave. So now, if I'll talk about a skill set, so data is one skill set that is very common, which need to be there with everyone. Either someone is working in modeling side or policy side or whatever. Data is common for everyone. Then second thing is, if you want to go ahead with the data energy modeling side, so you need to have technical understanding. So technical understanding, then that means the basics of complete energy system. And then if you want to specialize in, say, power system, say, then you need to understand the total electricity, how the generation, transfer and distribution happens, those nitty-gritties of everything. And then if you want to go ahead in gas and hydrogen market or oil market, so there's different domain. So but yeah, they crosses path because they are interconnected. So that is another domain of energy modeling side. I mean, other kind of flavor, I can say, other facet of energy modeling side. So energy modeling is kind of something which is technical, very much technical. So there you need to have some programming language, if not necessary, so at least Python, basic understanding of Python or R is essential. So if you are say working on energy demand prediction, so obviously Python or R is very much required, because econometric modeling you will do through, mostly statistically it is done through R language. So Python or R is very much important. and then SQL, which is database management. That is also important. Apart from that, if you want to work just policy side, so I think just Excel is more than sufficient as a skill. This energy transition is a domain which covers many streams, not only from engineering but from economics, from arts as well. So if you'll see the setup of say non-for-profit organizations, or say the organizations like consulting, say the big four or any other consulting agencies, if you'll go in their energy team, you will find just more than 50-60% people which are from non-engineering background, but they have the understanding of policies, they have the understanding of the sector, how the sector works, and moreover they have the understanding of data things, how the data works and how it should be crunched. Especially for computer science engineer, yes, here in this domain, huge requirement. As I mentioned, we don't store electricity much at a utility level, so we need to predict it correctly, how the energy demand is going to how the energy demand is going to happen in particular region or particular country or particular state. We need to predict it, obviously, so that will be done through artificial intelligence and machine learning based techniques only. So a computer science engineer plays a big role, and up to now it was coming from just the demand side only, but as we are transitioning towards the green sources, say solar or wind, or I mean majority of the green energies will be coming from solar and wind only. So if we go through the net zero report of IEA, so that says almost 90% of electricity in 2050 will come from green sources only, and out of that 70%, close to 70% will be from solar and 30% will be from wind, along with other sources. So they are intermittent in nature. So now that the job that was there from the demands perspective till now for computer engineers or the projection engineers, so they were till now they were just working on the demand side only. Now that shift has come to generation side as well. So the now we have to understand how the generation is going to happen. So not only demand but generation side, because these are intermittent sources, how the weather is going to impact the generation, how a wind flow is going to impact the wind generation. So computer science engineer can also jump into this domain, and they can also make a career switch whatever point of time they want. 3Ds are required: decentralization, decarbonization, and then digitization. So if digitization is happening there, obviously the role of electronics and computer engineers comes into that picture. If we have to if we talk about the smart grid, so smart grid will not happen without the involvement of electronics and computer engineers. So I don't see any potential reason that a computer science engineer cannot jump in this domain. A lot of product is being made. Say if we want to develop some software related to that or some solution related to that, obviously computer engineer is required there.
The state of education, and comparatively as a fresher to medium level experience to senior level experience, there is a wide range of gap in salary because of the niche industry. So standardization of salary has not been reached yet, but I would say if you are very new as a fresher, just after your bachelor's or UG degree in sciences, and you get into internship, then you get the minimal pay, because most of the things are done by the company for you. The company need to train you, because if you have recently graduated, then you are having only knowledge of the core subject, not the energy specialized subject, right? So to train the student or the intern, the companies need to invest and give some time, maybe few months to train them, right? So because of that, the initial pay, or I should say stipend for interns, are very low. But if you get into the permanent job as a fresher, then you will get the salary between 4 lakh to 8 lakhs, depending upon the location that you are living in. So if it is a metro city, then the CTC changes drastically because of the living standard and the cost associated with it. But if you are very located in a new location, or if even you are working from home, then the cost of living cuts out of your CTC and it could be a bit low. when you get into energy market analysis analyst position as a mid level, then you get a good salary which can range between 8 to 12 lakhs. Depending upon your skills, it can range between 8 to 12 lakhs. And as I would consider myself as a senior level profession, it can go anywhere between 12 to 20, 25, or 30. So the range is wide, and it gets wider if you have skilled yourself more and more.
If you're starting, so that depends on college, that depends on your knowledge, that depends on your skill set, and moreover how you can sell yourself in the market. That is the most important thing in this market, or even any market. But if you'll see IITs or NITs or any top-notch colleges, so their students are getting placed even in more than 10 lakhs also, more than 15 lakhs also, for the similar kind of roles. But because they have the right understanding, they have the right knowledge, or they have the kind of right attitude uh, to work in the industry. But apart from that, if even if you are kind of fresher, say not from a very good college, or not from very good, say a similar kind of background, still you can learn, you can get internships. So within internships also, uh, the companies or some say non-for-profit organizations, they also pay ranging between 20, 25, 30, or 40,000, till 20 to 40,000 they pay in internships also. And moreover, as you learn, you grow, and there's no limit, I see today in this domain, because as Aniket mentioned, there's huge opportunities are there in the market, but people are not getting the right candidates for them. And once they got the right candidate, you can, it's up to you how you are selling yourself, how you can negotiate with them. So there's no any, I won't put any upper limit on this, because in this market is kind of is very competitive. Not only consultancies, not only generation companies, not only discoms, apart from that, our government is also looking for such candidates. So your big four, your most big consulting organizations, your discoms, your generation companies, everyone is looking for candidates like this, who is having skill in this energy domain. Apart from that, I mentioned the sustainability domain, so that add plus in this. So if someone has the understanding of energy plus some sort of sense of sustainability they have, so the market is open for them. They can work in energy based companies, they can go with different businesses, they can work in sustainability based firms, or any big four, or any most big consulting firms. So there's no any upper limit on this.